Hello and welcome back to the Red Room with me, MG. I'm really excited because today we're going to be doing another album walkthrough, and it's my favourite album of 2024. It was the second one I did as part of my new album every 6 weeks challenge, and it's jam-packed full of what I think is really great songs. And it was the first album that I actually opened myself up to doing collaborations, which kind of threatened to slow down the process, but it really didn't. And I did this via the BandLab website. If you haven't heard of it, it's a website that allows you to go on and collaborate with other musicians from all over the world. And there's some lovely people on there. It's kind of hip-hop dominated, but there's lots of genres. There's rock and grunge and jazz and classical music. So you can go and interact with all these people and chat with them and set up sessions and record it online, and then you can bring it into Logic Pro. It's really good, and the people on there are lovely. And I met these three people that I've worked with. One incredible original singer from Holland. And I'll introduce you to her when we get to the first song. And then a girl from New York, another singer who's just outstanding. Words fail me how good she is. And a guitarist from Germany who's just amazing. You can do things I absolutely cannot. My talent doesn't extend that far, and he just fills that gap with his talent. He's incredible. Anyway, let's crack on and have a wee listen to this album. It's called Flavours. So the concept behind this album is basically life is like a box of chocolates. And originally I wanted the album cover to be a box of chocolates, and they would all have different coloured wrappers, and each different coloured wrapper would be for each song. So there'd be 10 wee chockies in there, and they're all colour coded to the song. So Fire and Desire is red, Psychomania is green, etc, etc, etc. And there's one here called Babylon, which is a mix of reggae and grunge in a new genre we've invented called Greggy. And I wanted to have the three colours of Jamaica in there, so they're in there as wee dots on a black background, because you can't pick one colour for Jamaica because it's just so colourful. So yeah, it's the only one that got its own little special treatment. So right, without further ado, and to stop me blabbering on for ages, which I'm already doing and still doing and still doing. Let's look at the first song, Fire and Desire. It kind of came about, I put in a little kind of Latin beat at the start, and I thought, that's got a kind of sympathy for the devil kind of vibe going on, and I thought, right, this is going to be a rock epic. You know, when you just sit down to write a rock epic, and it's not something you do every day. I'm going to write a rock epic. And to make it epic, I had to rope in some of my pals from BandLab. So first of all, there is a girl called Pip who has just the most outstanding voice. She's so unique. She's incredible, and she can turn her hand to any genre, from jazz to punk to pop. It's just, she's outstanding. Wait till you hear her voice. She's incredible. She's a screamer as well. It's fantastic. And another guy, a guitarist called Thomas, and he shreds, man. He is so good. So for them, this is both their first appearances in any of my tracks, and I go on to work with them on other tracks, some on this album as well. And I think the results were just incredible. I'm not going to let you hear the whole song. I'm just going to play up to the first chorus, but there's just some incredible things happen later. There's some funky bits. There's a great big crescendo at the end where I play the violin, me playing the violin as just part of the crescendo, and a kind of, you know, like the Beatles' A Day in the Life song. It's kind of like that, the way it all kind of builds up. Not that I'm a Beatles fan at all. So yeah, this is Fire and Desire.
say we are guided from above. Well, give me a sign. I believe that we are seeking love wherever we can find. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. Well, I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. Well, they say love can be so hard to find. Well, open your eyes. Do not be distracted by the news and all those lies. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. Well, I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. Flames tonight, till the light, break on through, cover you in fire and desire, fire and desire.
There you go, Fire and Desire. I love it. I'm going to jump to the end to let you hear it because I love it. That's just. What a lot of fun we had on that song. I do. I think it's, yeah, so happy with the result. Right, next song is called Psychomania. This is what's this about? This is about the loonies that run the world, and I've turned it into a kind of Halloween horror song, and I wanted to have all of those kind of lovely sounds that you get with sort of retro 50s pop, you know, like the B50s, B52s used to do and still do. That kind of horror show, Addams Family kind of vibe going on. So let's take a listen to this. It's a lot of fun.
Crazy, these wild guys. Strange to have walls these days. You need a slap, boys. You fight your day. Get effing over it. Get out the way. We have a generation to bring you down. You guys are history. Get out of town. Listen up, boys. You better call the general. You better call the police. He's a monster. You better call the Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? The world's still insane. Psychomania. Feel its pain.
There you go, Psychomania. There's lots of fun things happening in the song. There's a really kind of spooky bit in the middle as well. Go take a listen. Right, next song is called The Drifter. This is, yeah, it's about a guy wandering from town to town, a bit like Rambo, who is maybe it's a bit of a mirror of what's happening in my life, drifting along, not quite knowing where to go. waiting to find a final destination. But it's a very kind of country song, I think. I hope this appeals to American country fans. It's obviously rocked up a little bit. In essence, it's a country song. So this is The Drifter. There you go, The Veteran. Yeah, it's got a right country vibe. Rolling from town to town. Yeah, I love songs that do that. Those drifters, those people who, without a care in the world, rambling men and women who just travel the world. I met a guy recently in a pub in Melrose in Scotland that we jam in every Wednesday, and this guy dropped in, Philip, I think his name was, and he's one of these people. He's a bit of a drifter. He's got houses in America and in Scotland, and he's just travelled all around the world with his guitar that he's had for like 50 years, and he's in a baggy jumper, and everything looks worn, and he does too. He's a lovely guy, quite shy, but he's an incredible musician. And yeah, he just turns up, and I love that. Just rambling around the world, playing your guitar over your shoulder. Oh my God, what a life to live. Yeah, so that's The Drifter. Next song is called The Veteran, which again could be the same subject. It could still be John Rambo. But this is about my life. This is, as you get into Act 3 of your life, you're older and wiser, but you're always leveling up. It's reference to a computer game. You're a veteran game player, but you're still leveling up as your life goes on. You get older and wiser, and you learn the tricks, and not to suffer fools gladly. So that's basically the concept of the song. So this is it. This is The Veteran.
Appropriation of predictions in catastrophe. Dismay that I'm still going strong. I am feeling the first restriction of movement. A sign of where, but it won't stop me getting there. Shuffled up and falling down the tickets on the internet, controlling me and bringing down my positivity and my possibilities until I grab my shoulder
veteran. I think it had a kind of like a Bon Jovi kind of chorus. Yeah, it had that sort of vibe going on, I think. Okay, so next song, this is called Outgrown. I seem to remember this song is about like just like a new skin. You know, like a snake changes its skin, it sheds its old skin and you move on. It's about outgrowing yourself, moving on and becoming a better version of yourself. Yeah, let's take a listen. There you go, that's Outgrown. All those backing vocals are the big influence on that. There's a band called Enough's Enough. I think they're from Los Angeles. They're one of these hair metal bands of the 80s, but they were a hair metal band with a difference because they were really heavily Beatle influenced. So you had really kind of Beatley melodies going on, and they just dressed a little bit differently. Anyway, rambling on, as I always tend to do. The next song is called Underground, and this features Pip again from Holland, and it's a BandLab collaboration. And in BandLab, you go on and they've got like an online recording studio, a DAW, and then you can go on and I'll do the music, bring the music in as a track, a stereo master, a stem, and then I'll do my vocals and she'll do her vocals, and then I'll take the whole lot, export it and put it back into Logic Pro and mix it. Now Pip records just straight into her phone, and it's incredible the quality that you can get just out of like an iPhone. I'm not sure what phone she uses, but once you take it and bring it to Logic Pro, and it just sounds outstanding. But she would sound outstanding singing into a coconut or a plastic cup with a bit of string on it. She's outstanding. So this song Underground is about it's about drugs and basically heroin, and it's a cruel mistress, and the song is basically when you're down and out and fucked in between sessions of taking heroin. Not that I have, but you understand what heroin addicts go through, and it's the waiting on the heroine. It's a heroine. It's a female hero who arrives to save him, and it's kind of like the verses, the quiet parts of the song are when he's waiting on the drug arriving, and then when it does arrive and fills his head full of craziness, the song goes absolutely crazy, and it's like being in an underground club. So that you're walking along through the dark passages in the quiet parts of the verse, and then you burst into this club of absolute mayhem. There's a lot of influences in here, and the main one in the chorus is, if you listen in the background, I'm heavily influenced by Adam and the Ants, great band from the 70s, 80s in the UK who did make it around the world. And I do a kind of Adamant thing, just panned out left and right with the vocals. You'll hear it, or you have to listen hard, but you should be able to hear it. So it's a little homage to Adamant in there, and basically punk's sounds of the 70s. And this is Pip.
Down the road in the dark, nowhere to go. Find an old friend, hook them up and see. And time catches you when you're staring into the blue. Cold metal rays and taste the sun. And then fade away, away, away. Ooh, I'm gone. Ooh, I'm gone. Let's go down to the underground. 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 Let's go down to the underground.
Underground. Oh, I love it. Pip's verse comes up here, but you need to go and listen to the whole thing, listen to her performance. It's a shame that I only do up to the first chorus in these things because it's outstanding what she does. Anyway, the next song is Babylon. This is, I was sitting with my son and he was telling me he was wanting to do a project at school about any music genre. They were allowed to pick the genre, and I said, well, pick reggae. Reggae's has such a story behind it. Not many music genres have a real story behind it, about how it evolved, how it came to be. And it came to be like a spark out of the kind of what was happening in the 50s with rock and roll. So reggae's a kind of spin-off of rock and roll done on the offbeat. And everything that's followed from it, dubstep and hip hop, all the roots are in 50s rock and roll. It's weird. It's nothing like, we're all actually related to each other. So if you don't like hip hop and you like rock, it's a bit hypocritical. Maybe what hip hop's become, you might not be a fan of, but you might still like hip hop. Anyway, I'm rambling again. So Babylon, it was because I was listening to reggae and how reggae evolved. I remember how reggae evolved in the 70s, and it started to fuse with punk because of the kids that were hanging out in London. You had these amazing punk musicians who were looking for something a bit more interesting and diverse to do, and they had Caribbean friends who had arrived in the kind of 60s when they were kind of shoved out of Jamaica or forced to leave and find a new life in London, and the stuff that happened to them, you know, the racism, etc. And it all got very political, and punk and reggae just naturally kind of came together with bands like the Specials, and it basically created a whole new genre called ska, which was reggae with a kind of dirty London vibe going on, punky vibe, and that spawned bands like obviously the Specials, Bad Manners, Madness, who I'm just a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of the whole genre. So I thought, what would that be like nowadays? What would be an equivalent? And I'm like, mixing reggae and grunge in a new genre that I've lovingly called Greggy. Because grunge had a kind of punk mentality. It came from a very similar thing in the Seattle music scene, the kind of punky bands that were all influenced by, you know, some of the early Seattle bands and the kind of punky, like the Ramones and bands like that were all big influences on what the grunge scene became. And I thought, really, it ought to mix with reggae quite well then. So see what you think. I think it does. It's masked because it's got a grunge sound, but there's offbeats and things, and it's, you know, everything's kind of based on a reggae bass line. So what the guitars are doing is like a reggae bass line. So take a little listen to Babylon. There you go, Babylon. I think it works, all the little reggae things, and I love just the keyboards in the verse. The little Jamaican sounding organ. Yeah, I think it fuses quite well. And I haven't heard anyone else do it. That's why I was quite excited to mix the two. And I've played it to lots of people and they're like, I've never heard that done before. So, did I just invent a genre? That would be nice. Who knows? Anyway, next song is called Parachutes. And this is a good old-fashioned power pop rock song. Like the kind of stuff I used to do with my old band back in the 90s and 2000s, Imperial Racing Club. It's, you know, inspired by the likes of Green Day and bands like that, Blink-182 and things. Parachutes is basically just about, you know, how jumping into love, a relationship, is a bit like jumping out of a plane. And hope you remember to pack your parachute in case it all goes horribly wrong. So it's a bit of a metaphor for relationships, but it's catchy as fuck.
Listen up, pretty one. I'm a ghost of myself. Think that you should parachute into reality. I'll give you a warning shot. I'm a mess of broken glass. You better take yourself out of my atmosphere. 'Cause no one should be close to me. I'm on liberty. I'm taking bomb, ready to explode. You're thrown into the danger zone. Watch the flak and better watch your back. You know I'm going down. I'm crashing into your town. So fly to me if you've the wind beneath your wings. Come with me as we fly into the stars. Oh, 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 you've got your parachute. Oh, 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 it's a long way. Oh, 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 to the ground. Oh, 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 buckle up, my friend.
Parachutes. Oh, just that's so catchy. You've got to want to sing that. You've got to want to sing along with that. So happy with that one. This next song, jeez, what can I say about it? I think it's my favourite song of all time. Now that seems really egotistical. It does, to say that about a song that you were involved in writing. But you know, there's a certain kind of music that you like. I love rock music, and I love James Bond themes. I'm a huge fan of John Barry. I thought his music was exceptional. It touches you in a way like nothing can. If you hear his melodies, but particularly in the brass sections, those brass sections made Bond. But if you hear what he was able to create in things like the soundtracks for Out of Africa and Dances with Wolves, the melodies are just, you could just tears stream down your face listening to it. It's so beautiful, and I wanted to employ that in this song. But this is a collaboration with, I think, the finest undiscovered talent on the planet. She's called Yindi, and she's from New York, and she's just brilliant. So she came to me with an idea for a song, but it was really muffled, and I couldn't really hear what was happening underneath it. And I'm like, all right, I'll try and work something out. So I ended up just kind of using it to create a different song, but a song I know that she would thrive in. So I presented her with the music and an idea for the melody and kind of some suggestions, and she just took it and just went crazy with it. So it's kind of subtly done at the start. Her voice is just exceptional, and then, you know, I was writing some bits, the lyrics, and she was writing other bits, and it was just the most beautiful collaboration, and it ended up just ticking all my boxes from what I need a song to do, and I'm so in love with this song. That's why I'm saying it's my favourite song of all time, above any other song by any other artist. I'm so happy with this, and now I've bigged it up, you might hate it, but how can you hate Yindi? You can't. Just listen to this.
shouting for air.
What an end to a song. When I first listened to that recording that she did, I didn't know she was going to do that at the end. I was like, God, what have you done? Did you stand on a spike or something? And it's just, watch out, I'm shouting for air. Who ends a song like that? Only a fucking genius. I love her. It's just amazing what she did. I had to play the whole track there because it's a crime to press pause on it. Right, I'm going to move on to the last song, Disposable. So this is like a little story of a guy who goes out wandering one day, stops at a river and contemplates life, and he's looking into the water, and it's a metaphor for his life as it rushes by out to the ocean. And that he's kind of like an insect lying on the water, kicking its legs, just being dragged along with the flow, with no alternative, that time's eventually going to run out on you, and that, you know, in the end, we're all disposable. And because we're so egocentric, we forget that we're disposable, and we're a speck in history, and we're a speck in the size of the universe. So when you think you've got big problems, think of it on a grand scale, and really all your problems are just minute. They're minute and huge to you at the same time. Anyway, that's the kind of vibe behind it, but it's fairly chilled. It's a nice chilled way to end the album.
Well, one day walking on, I found a river gently flowing along. So I chose to sit and pass the time. That's when I saw something of myself reflecting in those passing molecules of oxygen and hydrogen. Well, they flow like my life. Oh, yeah, like my life. Rush into an ocean somewhere way beyond my cares. Well, I was staring deep into that current.
There you go, that's Disposable. It picks up a whole lot more, got a bit of a Pearl Jammy vibe kind of going on. And the way I end it, I really enjoy as well. It gets very Johnny Cash at the end, so if you like a bit of Johnny Cash, stick around for the end of that song. There's a wee shiver down your spine every time I listen to it. Anyway, so that was Flavours. I really hope you dug it. Dug it? Has anyone said that since the 60s? Anyway, I hope you dug it. Get onto Spotify and listen to this the whole way through. I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day, everyone. Ciao.
Nothing I can do to stop it.